I'm here because Clive Davis called me, and him and Puffy's real tight, and lovers. So I thought he was talking about like they got love for each other. He said Clive don't want nothing to happen to Puffy. He said, but this guy ain't gonna be able to do his business because we know what he did, what they did. That boy life is dangerous. His life isn't, he's just not dangerous with the they said he was doing, but he's in danger. He knows too much.
Suge Knight, the notorious figure from the hip-hop scene, has made shocking allegations that will leave you speechless. In a recent episode of Collect Call with Suge Knight, he revealed explosive secrets involving none other than Diddy and Clive Davis. But hold on, it gets even juicier. He suggests that their relationship went beyond mere industry colleagues.
When it comes to rewriting history, it's trying to rewrite history.
Hollywood is known for its hidden secrets and strange scandals, but the music industry often takes the spotlight with its ongoing series of shocking controversies. Now, industry legend and record producer Clive Davis is finding himself caught in the midst of it all.
Clive Davis, saved Puff after he was thrown out of Uptown Records by Andre Harrell.
On one side of the spectrum, many view Clive Davis as a revered and accomplished producer renowned for nurturing a diverse range of artists and crafting musical hits that have left an indelible mark on the industry. His legacy and practices have solidified his reputation as a key figure in shaping the music landscape.
Founded Arista Records. He was still on Columbia, writes me a note, I'm coming with my new album.
However, in the shadows, there exists a contrasting perception. Some voices suggest a different narrative portraying Davis as a man with a more complex and controversial persona. These critics label him as one of the first gatekeepers of the industry, allegedly exerting influence through manipulation and a calculated demeanor. Such claims paint a picture of a cold-blooded operator who wields power behind the scenes, orchestrating moves that go beyond the public eye. In the intricate tapestry of the music world, Clive Davis stands as both a celebrated legend and a figure shrouded in speculative whispers, embodying the duality that often characterizes the entertainment realm. It was mainly due to the fact that he allegedly mentored Diddy. Diddy is a name that resonates deeply in the music world, celebrated as a prolific record producer and influential label owner. His imprint, Bad Boy Records, stands as a powerhouse that has nurtured iconic talents like the Notorious B.I.G. and Usher. Yet behind this illustrious facade lies a curious inquiry into the rapid ascent of his company. Jaguar Wright, a notable musician, delves into the enigmatic sway Diddy holds over the music landscape and the substantial riches that have come his way.
Puff be moving around, but he got that catalog. He got that catalog, and he's been making money off of it, and it bought that big old mansion down the street from.
What propelled a 23-year-old emerging star to the zenith of the music industry in an astonishingly brief span? The key might rest in his intimate connection with a prominent music figure, Clive Davis. While Clive has garnered acclaim for his musical productions, he now finds himself at the center of conversation surrounding his romantic endeavors. Following 2 marriages and subsequent divorces, Clive embarked on a voyage of self-discovery, exploring the possibility of being attracted to men as well.
I opened myself up after the failure of my second marriage, having read something about bisexuality.
Through this period of self-reflection, Clive reached the revelation that his SO was not exclusively HS, a stark departure from his convictions during the initial 5 decades of his life. In his recently published book, The Soundtrack of My Life, Davis recounts that his initial experience of engaging in a S encounter with a man took place during the Studio 54 era, a period when he was married to his second spouse, Janet Adelberg. Quote, "On this night, after imbibing enough alcohol, I was open to responding to his S overtures," Davis wrote. "Was I nervous? Absolutely. Did the heavens open up? No. But it was satisfying. The experience prompted a period of soul-searching and self-analysis." Following his separation from Adelberg in 1985, Davis entered into relationships with individuals of various genders. From 1990 onward, he has been involved in 2 enduring relationships, both with male partners. Quote, "You don't have to be only one thing or another," Davis said in an interview with US chat show host Katie Couric. "I opened myself up to the possibility that I could have a relationship with a man as well as the 2 that I had with a woman." In another chat with Nightline, Davis complained that bi-S is maligned and misunderstood. "For over 50 years, I never had S with a male," he said. "It wasn't repressed. I had very good S relationships with women." Clive said that he is not ashamed of his SO. He said, quote, "But I never stopped being attracted to women. Bi-S is misunderstood. The adage is that you're either straight or gay or lying, but that's not my experience. To call me anything other than bi-S would be inaccurate." Later on, Clive established a dedicated partnership with another man, and this bond endures to the present day. Following years of uncertainty, several sources within the industry have claimed that Diddy is apparently the individual in question holding the position of Clive's significant other.
To know the truth of the matter, they was the one putting the money behind the engine of Bad Boy until Puff could get up there to Clive Davis.
Speculation regarding the trajectory of Diddy's music career has endured over time. Presently, it is allegedly revealed that the two shared a romantic involvement spanning 5 years. Clive has openly acknowledged his companion's presence at various gatherings and their shared travels, yet he has chosen not to reveal the individual's identity. Nonetheless, it has become progressively evident via some reports that Diddy is the artist most frequently spotted accompanying Clive at public functions, often appearing at the same events.
A 4 or 5 year period of time, interregnum, entered into a relationship with a man.
While not conclusively conclusive, the visible openness of both Clive and Davis about their SO, combined with their frequent appearances together at social gatherings, strongly hints at a meaningful link between them. Some reports suggest that the intimate rapport between Diddy and Clive may have been firmly established throughout the years. Come to think of it, the time period is long because Clive has been working with Diddy since Bad Boy Records.
You inventing Diddy?
Ugh.
You for that. For letting that out-of-control whack-ass warmonger and sodomite.
It is noteworthy that Clive has been engaged in a committed relationship with a man during this period, while Diddy has encountered allegations of keeping his own orientation private. Considering these circumstances, the insider's notion of a romantic link between the two appears quite conceivable. Moreover, Clive has displayed transparency regarding his SN partnerships, refraining from refuting these speculations, which in turn lends weight to their credibility. Diddy, too, has chosen to remain silent on the subject.
That was you.
Scrambling.
What? You said, I like when you do it like that, Daddy. When you scrambling and scraping for
Hey, man.
Diddy's journey intersected with Clive's when he was a 23-year-old aspiring artist aiming to make his mark in the competitive music industry. His innovative hip-hop concepts managed to captivate the renowned Clive, who was on the lookout for an artist capable of forging a genuine connection with the audience. Recalling their first meeting, Clive has shared that he discovered exactly what he was in search of within Diddy. Quote, "Puffy was 23 years old and I knew the artists that I had, Aretha, Dion, Whitney, was one kind of music," Davis says. LaFace ushered in blue-collared R&B at its height, but sensing the hip-hop revolution, both LA and I agreed that we could use someone really attuned to the street. You gotta know what you can do for yourself, and you gotta know when you need to look for other people. During that time frame, Diddy was working under Andre Harrell at Uptown Records. However, encountering Clive Davis marked a turning point in his career as his impactful words left a lasting impression on the music mogul, a moment that Clive himself vividly recalls. Quote, "When I met with Puffy, he articulated that hip-hop should be part of the top 40 mainstream and that the business would change in the future," he continues. "And I said, what have you got to illustrate that point? And he played me Craig Mack's Flava in Your Ear, and he played me the then unknown artist that he felt and believed in so strongly. He played me 4 or 5 cuts from Notorious B.I.G. Diddy's words held such compelling force that they persuaded Clive, who quickly conveyed his approval, acknowledging that Diddy had effectively communicated his vision. Evident from their actions and numerous reports, the gender orientation of both figures were quite questionable and ultimately sparked the rumor that Clive has been controlling and manipulating Diddy.
Decided to get on your knees and beg the demon for some bread, and all he gave you was crumbs. That's all he ever really gives anybody. Whatever millions Puff has put into somebody's pocket, he's making triple that.
Due to this, many also believe that due to Clive's A, Diddy has developed quadruple polar multiple personalities disorder, and might be due to his alleged personality disorders he may have been indulged in some evil works. As Sean Combs ventured deeper into the music industry, he entered a transformative realm that shaped him in unexpected ways, mingling with influential titans whose strategies were both revealing and manipulative. Sean found himself being groomed and molded. These industry magnates saw untapped potential in him and nurtured it, fueling its growth until it became something formidable, even intimidating. The accolades were enticing, magazines praised his every move, TV programs hailed him as a visionary, and radio hosts echoed his words to the masses. Sean Combs transcended mere celebrity. He became a phenomenon, satisfying the world's insatiable hunger for more of him. However, allegations soon emerged that cast a shadow over his empire. Lil Rod, also known as Rodney Jones Jr., aired grievances in a federal court complaint filed in New York accusing Diddy of being forceful and demanding, involving him in questionable activities with escorts and subjecting him to unwanted touching. According to Lil Rod's claims, Diddy presided over a world of excess filled with money, power moves, and dubious dealings. He alleges potential misconduct, humiliation, and being shortchanged over $50,000 for his work on the Love record released on September 15, 2023. Diddy seems unable to escape these legal storms that continue to swirl around him.
New allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. A music producer is accusing hip-hop mogul of assaulting him and forcing him to have sex.
The situation surrounding Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, has become increasingly complex and fraught with legal challenges. Accusations of misconduct and inappropriate behavior continue to emerge, adding to the mounting legal pressure he faces. In response to the latest allegations made by Lil Rod against Cuba Gooding Jr. and himself, Diddy's attorney Sean Hawley vehemently dismissed the claims as baseless and motivated by financial gain. Hawley emphasized that there is substantial evidence refuting these allegations and vowed to address them through legal means. Diddy's son, Justin Combs, also issued a firm denial of the accusations, labeling them as outright lies and accusing the accusers of pursuing financial motives. These allegations are not isolated incidents but are part of a larger legal battle Diddy is navigating. Previous lawsuits, including one from his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura, have already been settled with undisclosed terms. The accusations range from SA claims to involvement in illicit activities dating back to 2003. The lawsuit filed by Cassie in 2013 sheds light on allegations of orchestrated events and specific demands by Diddy that allegedly caused damages to hotels and involved arrangements through escort services.
Cassie, who searched for the big black, and she was searching for the big black not only for herself.
Cassie asserted that the alleged freak-offs frequently occurred in hotel suites with venues ranging from the Trump International Hotel in Columbus Circle to L'Ermitage Beverly Hills, the London Hotel in Los Angeles, and various InterContinental Hotels across the country. According to her claims, Diddy's assistants were purportedly involved in facilitating these events by supplying items such as baby oil and lubricant. The lawsuit states Mr. Combs always supplied Miss Ventura and the S-worker with copious amounts of D before and during the FOs. Miss Ventura was given ecstasy, C, GHB, ketamine, M, and A in excessive amounts during FOs, which allowed her to dissociate during these horrific encounters. It became commonplace to get IV fluids in the days after an FO to recover from the excessive substances pushed upon her. She claimed Diddy would ask her to pour excessive amounts of oil over herself before he instructed her and the S-workers what to do. Mr. Combs would say things like, quote, "Grab that big black D," and ask her how does it feel, as he directed her to perform for him, the lawsuit states. Diddy allegedly used his phone, laptop, and tablet to film the freak-offs, treating it like a personal art project and adjusting the lighting. In a recent interview, Gene Deal has revealed some of Diddy's personal preferences. According to him, Cassie claimed that Diddy had coerced her into scouring the internet for male-ass workers, specifically those endowed with, quote, BBCs for their intimate encounters. The salacious details hinted at a darker side of the music mogul shrouded in secrecy and hidden desires.
In this lawsuit that, Diddy, he enjoyed watching her get smashed by BBCs. So, what you think about that?
Do you think she was the only one getting banged by him?
Speculation filled the air as the Gene probed deeper, suggesting that perhaps Cassie was not the sole participant in these illicit activities. The question lingers, was Diddy a man of immense influence and power, also engaging in these encounters with male-ass workers?
This man had this woman search for online just for them to have with her.
The ambiguity of masquerade masks worn during these escapades added an extra layer of mystery, making it challenging for Cassie to identify those involved. Gene revealed that he used to wear masks so that no one can know him or accuse him, and ultimately he can enjoy the acts without any disturbance.
Cassie, who searched for the big black, and she was searching for the big black not only for herself, but for somebody else who we all know
that was in the room with her.
So the lawsuit portrays a bleak pattern of A, violence, and SH that endured until the relationship ultimately ended in 2018. However, Cassie was not the only one who has remained the victim of his A. The list is long to ever cover, and A is not the only evil thing he has done. The aftermath of Cassie's lawsuit brought attention to a 2019 interview with Virginia V, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, where she detailed alleged instances of physical A. In a conversation with internet personality Tasha K, Virginia V accused Diddy of stomping on her stomach, punching her, and attempting to pay her to abort their child.
Offering somebody $50,000 to abort a baby, whew, he must really want it gone bad.
I mean, in the beginning, like the first...
She described an incident where Diddy allegedly stomped on her stomach so forcefully that it took the wind out of her breath, making it difficult for her to breathe.
Pushed me and I fell to the ground, and then he like stood over me. So I was like laying on my back and he stood over me.
Virginia V claimed she pleaded with him to stop the A. She further asserted that those around Diddy allowed the A to happen and highlighted the mental, emotional, and physical A she allegedly endured.
He started like punching me like this, like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face.
In a separate case, Diddy's former personal chef Cindy Ruella filed a lawsuit against him in 2017 alleging SH, failure to pay overtime, and retaliation. Ruella claimed that she was regularly asked to serve food to Diddy and his friends immediately following S activity, with the men allegedly being naked during these post-coital meals. The lawsuit also mentioned an instance where Diddy asked Ruella if she liked his body. The lawsuit was settled in 2019 with no disclosed terms. The emergence of these additional allegations and legal actions raises further questions about the dynamics surrounding Diddy's behavior and interactions with those around him. On the Thanksgiving weekend of 2023, Combs received two separate lawsuits accusing him of SA. The first comes from a former Syracuse University college student who accuses him of and SA the victim, filming the act and showing it as a form of revenge porn, as reported by Rolling Stone. The second one accuses him and singer-songwriter Aaron Hall of alleged R&A against the plaintiff and her friend in 1990 or 91. Days after Combs reportedly SA'd the victim, he went back to her place of residence and violently attacked them, reports Rolling Stone. In the years prior, Diddy allegedly aided his son's football coach in 2015, was rumored to have fought Kid Cudi at a club in 2012, and was sued for ordering a promoter's A in 2007. In the 90s, he pleaded guilty to a reduced A charge after he attacked the president of Interscope Records with, quote, a chair, a telephone, and a champagne bottle over a blasphemous Nas video that includes a scene of two men crucified. The judge sentenced him to 1 day in an anger management program.
One of the times she left, she actually had a brief relationship with Kid Cudi. When Diddy found out, he allegedly beat her, threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car. After Diddy's threat, Kid Cudi's car actually blew up.
Recent online investigations have uncovered past interviews shedding light on Diddy's relationships, including one with his ex Gina Huon. In a 2019 interview with Tasha K, Huon accused Diddy of various forms of A, detailing an alleged incident. Huon further claimed that when she became pregnant with Diddy's child, he attempted to pay her to terminate the pregnancy.
Offering somebody $50,000 to abort a baby, whew, he must really want it gone bad.
I mean, in the beginning, like the first...
She told Tasha K that, quote,
he was like mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing me. It got really crazy that time.
He would always compare me to Cassie and tell me that I'm the bad one, she's a good one. She also said that everyone in Combs' circle allowed the A to occur. A video clip has surfaced featuring Gina Huon, the ex-girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs, detailing allegations of physical and mental A by the renowned musician.
3 or 4 months, he was really nice, but then after that, he started being an like I say, like the first 3.5 years, he was like mean to me.
Gina Huon publicly acknowledged her relationship with the I'll Be Missing You singer in June 2019, sharing a video of them kissing on Instagram. Their reported meeting took place in 2015. In a 3-part interview with Tasha K in 2019, Huon disclosed that Diddy subjected her to mental, emotional, and physical A.
And he started like punching me like this, like he avoided my face, but he like started punching me like on the side of my head, and I was just like covering my face.
Her account included disturbing incidents such as aggressive stomping on her stomach, throwing a heel at her, covering her face until her nose bled, and punching her in the head to avoid hitting her face. Houin claimed that despite witnesses being aware of the A, nobody intervened except for someone referred to as D-Rock. She also shared in the interview that the Last Night singer asked her to abort their child on 2 different occasions. While narrating the disturbing experience, she said, quote, "The first time was October 2014. Well, I told him and he was like, 'You're getting an abortion, right?' Then I was like, 'I don't know yet.' Then he offered me $50,000 to get rid of it, but I turned it down because I just loved him. I was like trying to prove that I wasn't the girl that wanted him for money. I just cared about him. I just wanted him to be nice to me, that's it." Throughout his career, the I'll Be Missing You rapper, known by various names such as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, and Love, has been linked to famous stars from Jennifer Lopez to Cassie. His longest relationship was with Kim Porter, whom he started dating in the 1990s before their final split in 2007. Porter, who died in 2018, raised 4 children together with Diddy.
I didn't know Cassie, but I knew somebody who was going through the same thing she was going through, and that was Kim Porter.
Diddy also welcomed a son, Justin, with fashion designer Misa Hilton, and a daughter, Chance, with his friend Sarah Chapman. In 2022, Diddy announced the birth of his 7th child, Love, with Dana Tran Porter. Diddy and Kim Porter started dating in the 1990s and welcomed their first child together, Christian, on April 1st, 1998. Despite breaking up a year after Christian's birth and battling in court over custody, they stayed close and were on and off for a long while. The dynamics between Diddy and Porter became strained when Porter found out that Diddy was expecting a child with his friend Sarah Chapman in 2006 while she was pregnant with the pair's twins, Delilah Starr and Jesse James, who were born in December that year. She felt betrayed and their relationship ended for the last time in July 2007.
What she experienced, and it's like, it was the same thing Kim was going through. The same thing, bro.
Despite the ups and downs, Diddy and Porter remained friends, committed parents to their children, and frequently spoke positively about each other. After Porter's death in 2018, Diddy continued to post about her, emphasizing her role as an incredible mother. However, I can't change the fact that he did wrong with his former girlfriends. One person wrote, "Diddy is the Jeffrey Epstein of hip-hop." Another one added, quote, "How sick and evil is this guy continuously asking people to sympathize with his loss when we all know he's responsible for taking her life?" Moreover, according to certain sources, Diddy reportedly chose a name for his wife's death, Kim Porter. The narrative surrounding Kim Porter's passing has now taken a troubling twist. Kim's intimate friend, Kimora Lee, has urged for a reopening of the investigation into her best friend's still unresolved death. Kimora Lee Simmons emphasized the importance of uncovering the truth, indicating she may be aware of concerning details related to Kim's alleged demise.
It was always between those two, physically. But Kim got tired of it and she wasn't taking him. If he put his hands on her, she was going at him.
Kimora Lee hurried to Kim's house upon hearing the news, visibly devastated as captured in the photos. The sight of her friend's lifeless body left her deeply distraught, pondering what might have led to Kim's sudden passing, since there were no prior signs of illness. However, recent revelations suggest that Kim's death from pneumonia may not be as straightforward as claimed. The recent death of the deputy coroner who was overseeing the investigation just a few weeks ago has raised suspicions around the case. This particular coroner had reportedly uncovered signs of a potentially harmful substance while looking into the circumstances surrounding Kim Porter's death.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide and they found toxins in her body.
The original coroner at the time of Kim's death indicated that further investigation was necessary due to suspicious circumstances. However, he was subsequently replaced by another coroner. It raised eyebrows when this new coroner took an unusually long time to conclude that Kim's cause of death was pneumonia, omitting any mention of toxins found in her body. This has led to speculation about potential influence or interference in the investigation. Adding to the intrigue, recent reports suggest that Kim and Diddy were not on good terms in the days leading up to her death. Another incident also depicts the same thing. In the constantly evolving storyline surrounding the mysterious Tupac M case, a new and unexpected development has surfaced. A former detective with deep involvement in the investigations into the deaths of Tupac and Biggie has put forth a theory that links these tragic incidents. This theory revolves around a shared element: Diddy. The question that arises is why Diddy might have had a motive to harm both of them. The motive itself is shocking and disturbing.
Let's set him up at the police. Let's here. That makes so much sense. Yeah. Bring him into an interview room at the police department.
The belief that Diddy allegedly had a role in the deaths of Tupac and Biggie revolves around his supposed obsession with acquiring a death row chain, a symbol with significant meaning in gang culture. It's said that Diddy treated this chain like a prized possession, even offering rewards to retrieve them for bad boy associates. Unfortunately, this pursuit is thought to have contributed to the tragic deaths of both Tupac and Biggie, showcasing the grim consequences of Diddy's fixation. There have been reports indicating a possible connection between Diddy and Tupac's M. This spotlight on the matter intensified when Biggie's M case was reopened in 2006 at the request of his mother. In the course of this re-examination, LAPD detective Greg Kading uncovered new information that seemed to hint at a potential link between Diddy and the tragic assassination of Tupac.
He was known as the multi-law enforcement task force that investigated the murders of rap stars Tupac and Biggie. That's the Wikipedia story about him, right? So I said, so who was really behind this?
But the question that lurks is, how has he managed to do such evil things? Many suggest that his multi-personality disorder is the reason behind that. Sean John Combs always seems to inhabit the hip-hop world relatively confidently, yet he has changed his stage name so often that you could easily accuse the man of suffering from multiple personality disorder, or at least being sort of fickle. The rapper, producer, actor, writer, television mogul, restaurateur, and clothing designer has worked through a number of monikers, and on this day in 2024, he changed his name again to the name we know him as today, Diddy. Back when he first founded Bad Boy Records and broke into the music business as the Notorious B.I.G.'s producer, he was known as Sean Puffy Combs, a nickname he picked up as an undersized high school football player who used to puff up his chest to make himself seem bigger. As the Bad Boy empire grew to include his own albums as well as those by Mace, Lil Kim, Junior Mafia, and others, he became known as Puff Daddy, the patriarch of the Bad Boy family. He continued on as P. Diddy until this day in 2005 when he went on NBC's Today to announce he was dropping the P from his name and would be known simply as Diddy. That's the name he now records under, though he is usually credited on films as Sean Combs or Sean Diddy Combs. However, according to Gene Deal, Diddy changes his name after every major tragedy allegedly caused by him. It almost seems these horrible things have been performed by a different personality within Diddy.
After every tragedy he had in his life, he had to change his name. Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Brother Love.
So why is he doing that? Maybe he's out to get back at Clive Davis, huh? It seems like Diddy's life is getting wrecked mainly because of his encounters with those record label producers. Diddy wasn't such a bad kid before he got mixed up with them, it seems.